think it's time to blow this scene. Get everybody in the stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
Ladies and Gentiles, it is I, Dick Thunderlips, here with your Recaparoo of all the action in your Heroes of Fantasy League for Week 8 and Week 9 later. You see, Dick was a little bit stuck again, couldn't quite get the news out last week, but he called Chili to get it here for Week 9 because he's a little more prompt, a little more cool, whereas Dick likes to get in there hard and fast and sometimes take it slow. But we're going to go hard and fast with all of your Week 8 action in case you missed it, folks. Starting off with the fact that Jay Sizzle has cursed Danny Boy. You see, Danny Boy just wouldn't do the trade with Jay Sex for Jonathan Burrow, and then Jay Sex proceeded to curse his team. Chase went down. Debo went down. Newly acquired Trevor Hubbard went down. It was all down, down, down. And as we take a looky-loo at what happened with the newly named Jay Sex, his cursed replacements team for Danny Boy, well, Jared Goff did his job getting 18 points. But that was like a massive percentage of the 64 Danny Boy sort of scored. Dudes score 50 by themselves. Danny Boy's entire team, well, 64. Frankly, they were only projected for 86, but hey, what are you going to do when you pick up guys with goose eggs? Meanwhile, here comes Steven, Naramore, Megan Jalen Hurt, A.J. Brown dropping 36. I think he beat him in the first 5 minutes of the Eagles game. It's hard to say, but either way, Steven Naramore gets the dub, continues to stay in first place, making Danny Boy sad as he falls into mediocrity in the league. We'll see if things pick up moving forward. Anyway, then we have Alfredo putting down Al Valdez. $139 to 112. A man score on the back of Alvin Kamara-Mara's 30. Ocho. It was a big one. And when all your dudes are getting double digits, you know you're having a good week. And here you've got Al looking at a 0.7 from an RB and a gooser from a flex. And that is just not going to do it, folks. This dude's got C-Mac throwing TDs, catching, running. He's the first dude since like LT to do all this stuff. Dropped 36 on for his new 49er team, but it's just not enough to get Alvel over the hump as he drops another one, furthering his mediocre to super sad season. There's always the bowl redemption games. Anyway, moving on. You have Matthew J. Segovia pulling off the upset in what would have been the Chili Willy Frosty game of the week, but he's busy. So we'll get us the swear of the week, I guess. Since Jay Sex went down, the reigning champ picks up a huge third loss as he loses by less than, about a point, whatever. 128.8 to 127.3. Matt Segovia, miracle win, keeping his season alive, putting down the reigning champ. Even though Matt only got 1.9 points from Derek Carr, his quarterback, he said, Devonta Freeman, run all over Jay Sizzle. He made it happen. He got in there hard and fast. And boy, I don't like little chubs, but I love big, hard chubs like Nick Chubb, scoring 24, Dalvin Cook 22, Amari Cooper netting 19. It was a big hoss week for Matt Segovia as he runs over and beats Jay Sizzle by un pointo. Derrick Henry did his job, boy. Jalen Waddle, newly acquired, popping off. Just not enough, going down by just 1 point. It is crazy out here, folks. A huge week. A tough L. You hate to see it, but you know what else you hate to see? When you drop $140, like the Professorito did, 140 points, and you still lose. Oh, not cool, man. But see, Jizzle stood tall, your reigning second placer, crushing the hopes of the Professorito and keeping his own playoff hopes alive. 154 to 140, crazy week, as Professor Ito gets no help from the RBs this week, but gets a poop load of points from DJ Moore, and randomly gets a Tony Pollard assist. 3 TDs for this dude out of nowhere in his flex for 33, helping him elevate to that ridiculous score, but just not enough as he faces the wrath of a bunch of wide receivers popping off in his face as Tyreek Hill and D-Hop doing what they do. And Etienne loving being the Jags' only RB now with 23 points, and Lamar doing what Lamar does, baby. Kirk Cousins doing his impersonation of a top QB still, though, so Professor's got some hope. Either way, another tough week for Professor Ito. Congrats to C Jizzle. As we move along, Ricky G's got that new Tupac. He's in the future. He knew who to slot in to beat Zachariah as he picks up the dub, buck 13-89. A toughie here. Joe Burrow not scoring like the stud a billion that he traded for. Deontay Johnson didn't pop off, but hey, still getting those targets. Maybe things will swing up. Trade not looking great for Ricky G right now, but hey, you still got the dub, baby. That's what matters because Kenneth Walker is still looking good. You put up a solid performance with the rest of your dudes, just enough to get past Zach, who's flying high with the flying Hawaiian. Marcus Mariota, 22 points, filling in for Justin Herbert for that big bye week and getting a big fill-in, but just not enough to give him the dub as he falls to Ricky G. And the battle of daddies. Adrian and Tyree, who is whose daddy? Were they better together? Hard to say. They're both mediocre apart, so I think that's all we need to know. But here, Adrian at least finally beat Tyra 103-62. Tyree's like, I can't do it, boo. I can't put you down. I'll name this team later. I'll win another game later. Daniel Jones dropping a goose. Laying a turd with only 9. Jonathan Taylor Thomas not carrying the low with only 5. You hate to see it, folks. He got 0 and 0.1 from his flex positions. It is just a terrible week with Kelsey on bye, with Zeke still hurt, or on it's rough out here for a G. And Adrian took advantage. He put him down like a clown. Anywho, Adrian the daddy for one more week, but his record don't show it. Tyree might be in the playoffs, but Adrian's his daddy this week. And now we kick it off. The Chili Willy Dilly for that cold streak in your week 9 Recaparoo. Whatever you do, don't drop the penguin. Do it. I don't care, man. Bye, man. Remember, dicks out, baby. Boy, the Chili Willy Dilly is here to serve you some of the grandma's ice cold lemonade. Let me tell you something. I am here to bring you all the action of week 9 because Dick gonna be lazy again. Woo. Let me start off with the Trizade that went down. Let me tell you something. Some folks get real vocal about this one, boy. But Steven Nara Moore, that boy who's up in first place, went and traded Kyler Murray and Dallas Yogurt. That's why he's delicious, baby, like a Go-Gurt. But in a player form, you squeeze him at the bottom, you get points up top. You know what I mean? He's refreshing. 2, Matthew J. Segovia. 4, Dalvin Cook, who's always in the kitchen. He's always starting unless he gets hurt. And Amari Cooper, baby. Amari Cooper. He's on bye, though. He's on bye. So listen, this trade, little Willy Dilly, hey, they're playing each other. Hoo-wee. I guess we'll see who won this trade when Chili Willy gets to the deets of the action this week. So without further ado, let's jump right into that. Here we go, baby. And as you'll see, and now Chili can see, because those glasses too dark for this pewter, baby. I know my eyes blinds y'all, but we gotta make do here, you know what I mean? So anyway, so you'll find out that who really won this trade, at least in this week, is Matthew J. Segovia. The Hail Murray is in as he scores a $106 to only 91 for Steven Nara Moore. All Dan's fault indeed. He goes his second L of the year, and he ain't said it ain't no thing. Matt scrapes and claws to 5-4 and a big dub, baby, as Kyler Murray puts up 19, and Dallas Go-Gurt is yogurt delicious, baby, up top with a big 20-piece that you know Steven Naramore would have liked to have on his side. But the real story here is that Patriots big day dropping 26 on Steven Naramore. And boy, Jalen tried to make it hurt with his own 20-piece, but just was not enough because without Mark Andrews flying high Steven Neramore's team just could not get off the ground with some other key buys like Saquon Barkley and his newly acquired Amari Cooper. Just wasn't in the bank, baby. For this week at least, Matthew has won this Trizade. So put that in your cap and flock it. I don't know. That made sense to me and my grandma. So let me tell you something. He's nothing but a knucklehead here as we take on C. Jizzle's No Chance in Hell. This boy will not trade Tua for the life of him. But if he had, he might have won this week, you know what I mean? Goes down to Alfredo. Los Muchachos indeed goes to 5-4. And he scores a $113, beating CJ by only 3 points. But this ain't the Ice Frosty matchup of the week. No, it's CJ falls to 4-5. He knows what it feels like. Lamar Jackson dropping a 20-piece. Isaiah Pacheco only 6. That's where CJ could have improved. He just would have traded for that RB from Danny Boy. But hey, CJ hangs it L at the worst possible time as we see a big 23 from Kenyon Drake, helping Freddie cross that Finney line and get the big dub here in the home stretch. Sorry, Charlie C. Jizzle. It's going to be tough for you to get back to them finals at this rate, Jack. But talk about getting tough to get back to the finals. Jay Sizzle's got his eye on the prize and solidly in second place after putting down Ricky G. Home improvement goes to 6. And Trey, after scoring a $112 on Ricky's got that new Tupac in the future. They didn't know who to put in the lineup, folks. And he scores 100.8, goes down by 12 points. Josh Allen still getting that job done, boy. These two pulled off that big trade, if y'all remember that Burrow-nificent trade, baby. But hey, all you'll see here is the willy-nilly getting dog Derrick Henry carrying the load for Jay Sizzle. Who needs his old homeboy, Jonathan Taylor? He's been hurt this year. He's got the new hotness, Derrick Henry. And it doesn't help Kenneth Walker III trying to do his job. Joe Burrow trying to put down his old homie, Jay Sizzle. But it just was not enough as Jay Six puts the dime in the register. I don't know what that means either, but he's going to get some change on that Jalen Waddle 17 piece on his way to a dub against Ricky J. Now, also winning that trade for now. Hard to say other than Jay Sizzle getting the dub, but Joey B looking good, baby. And anywho, moving right along here. You got the Professor Rito scoring 119, putting down Adrian, who may be DOA, going to 3-6 as Professor keeps his hopes alive at 5-4, going 119 to 87, folks. Kirk Cousins still in the mix, but let me tell you something. That scallywag Joe Mixon, he mixing it up. I don't know what he's doing. He might got his meth lab out in the woods. I don't know what he's been up to, but that boy might be on drugs, folks, because he scored 53 points. Who is Joe Mixon? Josh Jacobs comes back down to earth, scores 10. Joe Mixon's like, I got you, boo. I found your crack this week and ran to 1,000,000 points. I don't even know what happened, folks. 53 almost outscored folks this year. Oh, my chili got a headache. Chili trying to stay ice cold. Boy, is it heating up here with that, boy. You got Geno Smith scoring 20 for Adrian. You got 50 points from Joe Mixon on the other side, boy. Ooh-wee, Professor heating up. If that nonsense keeps abound, just crown him now, folks. Just crown him now. Anywho, as the middle continues to cluster, Zachariah, hasta la vista, baby, picks up a big dub, turns around them losing ways, goes to 4-5 against Tyree Dean, who continues to slide. He'll name the team later. He might get a win later. We'll see. This is a couple L's in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, I don't know, 9. He drops at 107 to 82. It's a tough one out here for a G. It didn't matter that Justin Herbert only scored 12 for Zachariah. No, because the rest of the team picked it up, baby. Devontae Adams played like the PIMP he is to scrape Zach right over the 100 mark and enough to put down Tyree, who is trying to scrape and claw with the big cheese, who's underperforming. Travis Kelce just not popping off, and you hate to see it, folks. But, without Jonathan Taylor, without Zeke Eaton, Tyree don't know what to do, boy. Let me tell you. As we go to the home stretch, the ice-cold matchup of the week is between two teams which should have been easy. I don't know what's going on. Al pulls off the upset of upsets. Let me tell you something. Picks up his second dub of the year and drops Danny Boy, his cursed ass team, into possible irrelevancy 4-5. A huge week with playoff implications. And Danny Boy's team chiseled out of chicken bone. Let me tell you, 98.1 to 96.88. And it's not just the margin. It's not just the margarine. I can't believe it's not butter. No. You see, it's the way it happened. Because Danny Boy had this one in the bag. He's sealing it up. It didn't matter that Higbee dropped a goose egg somehow. No, it didn't matter that 22 points for Justin Jefferson outside. He was down by 1,000,000 points. It didn't matter that Marcus Mariota, the truth, the hero, the white knight, replacing Jared Goff, came in Sunday morning and said, "I got you, boo," and scored only 7.5. Danny Boy was up by 1,000,000 points. What matters is that on Sunday Night Football, Patrick Mahomes dropped 34.14 points, pulling Jose into a lead of the slimmest margins, a 3-point lead, leaving Taysom Hill to score them 3 points to get Danny Boy the dub on Monday night. And what did he do? He ran for a couple yards. He threw to a dude for a couple yards. He dropped the one pass thrown to him. And he scored 1.12. He did not score the 3 points needed to put Danny Boy up top. This J is for Jesus. Is Danny unlucky? J is for Jesus. What did you sacrifice to what altar to get this dub, Al? And then what did Danny Boy do? He panicked. He said, "Al, here's Christian Kirk. Give me that hot sauce, Justin Fields. Give me that hot sauce. And I'm going to pray these fantasy football guys that he gets me across the finish line, boy." So we got another trade this week. Justin Fields is going to Chili Willy's. Danny Boy's team, baby. It's a new future. It's a new hope. He's the new hope. And across from Christian Kirk, which wasn't pretty because he's doing silly. But hey, the deal's been done. So Danny Boy's finally got a QB. And he better score more than 7. By God! Or I'm calling shenanigans. And I'm calling Jay Sex's voodoo witch doctor. And I'm paying her more than him. Let's take a look at them standard rules. Here we go. Chili always keeps it cool, though, folks. Keeping it cool. As always, Chili never panics. That's Danny Boy panicking. I was just exasperating him. Standings are Stephen Aaron Moore at 7-2, first place. Jay Sizzle reigning champion home, 6-3, second place. And then a whole lot of 5-4s, folks. A whole lot of cluster puck. You got Ricky G. You got Matthew J. Segovia on that hot win streak 1 week, baby. You got Fredo turning it around. You got the Professor Rito get 1,000,000 points from Joe Mixon. He's turning 5-4. And then you got Danny Boy, who's plummeted. 2 straight L's since being cursed by Jay Sizzle. Goes to 4-5. Hasta la vista, Zachariah going to 4-5. I'll name that team later. Tyree Dean 4-5. Thanks to Adrian. This boy being third place. Anyway, and C Jizzle 4-5. What a crazy freezing year, flipping year. I don't know what curse word I could use. Fuckery. Adrian 3-6. Al 2-7. I don't know what's going on. This is the craziest year of fantasy foosball I have ever seen. I do declare. We didn't do it like this downtown in the old sound. You know what I mean? This is crazy. Chili don't know what to do except buy more icy bling and stay cool. And stay frosty and keep the trades coming because they flying this year. There lots of trades, lots of cluster plucking. Stay frosty, folks.